Hello everyone, my name is Monkey and this is my imprint guide. Now, before we begin, I'd like to remind you that this guide is only about how the system works, different bosses and how they work. This is not an imprint guide on like the specific classes and what their imprints can do. Those guides might come in the future, but this is just to help people understanding the imprint system. Alright, let's begin. So, you recently started the game, you just reached level 65 and you're gonna see this when you reach max level. Now this means that you can start farming imprints and I'll show you where. Now when you reach level 65 you can enter a place called Starhenge. Here you'll want to go to Cerulean and talk to her. She's gonna give you a quest that allows you to unlock your imprint system. Since I've already unlocked all of my old imprint systems, I can't really show you the first quest, but it's gonna look a little bit something like this. When you have defeated this boss and cleared your first quest, it will unlock all the other imprint stages. And I will show you all of them from top left down to bottom right. So, first off we got Storm Arena of Taurgos. Now this dungeon is very simple. You have to clear the first two rooms and then you get to the boss. Okay, so here I'm gonna take you through all his attack patterns and I'm gonna do that with every single boss from the imprint stages. He will always start out with an attack that creates tornadoes and it will follow you around. Here you're gonna have to iframe to get out or go through these wall holes. Eventually you get to the point where he starts charging at you. Be careful of not walking into his blue trail he leaves behind, since this will give you a debuff that will damage you over time. As you start to get him down to low health, he'll begin his second phase. At the start of this phase he's gonna do an AoE attack that fills the whole room, just to show you what happens if you don't iframe this or avoid it. Now, you see those white things? They're actually going to help you survive this attack without you having to iframe. At the end of his attack, he will create a huge tornado that will draw you in if you get close. Now, the gravity pull of it isn't that big, so it's not so much of a problem, but you still want to watch out for it. Next up we got Temple of Mandroon. Now this is pretty much the same. You have one room that you need to clear before you can get to the boss. When you enter the room, he will always leap up in the air and charge up his weapon. Shortly after he will send out a ranged slashing attack. This is easy to avoid by just running around or dodge at the right time. If you don't dodge it, it will stun you. One of his other attacks is that he goes into the middle and then he lights up. A seal appears on the ground and you have to stand within that area, otherwise you're gonna die. Just to demonstrate, this is what happens if you don't. Most of this boss fight consists of him using his ranged abilities and leaping at you. When you get him to low health and he enters his second phase, he's going to summon several pillars. You need to stand behind them to avoid his attack. Soon after this attack, he's going to do an attack that will pull you in. You need to iframe this, and you can't avoid it otherwise. Megadon's Caldera. Here it's pretty much the same again. You have one room, clear it, and then you get to the boss. Now this boss is fairly easy. He doesn't have many attack patterns. Only thing he does is jump at you, charge at you, or do a roar, but these are very easy to avoid, so it's the second phase that matters. When the second phase begins, he will only charge at you. While charging at you, there will be volcanic ruptures on the ground. Now this is easy to avoid as long as you just pay attention. Ratzilla's Lair. Now you probably start to see a pattern. It is one room and then the boss in pretty much all of these dungeons. This boss can be rather annoying, and you might find it annoying as well. So, when you get near the boss, he's gonna spawn little red minions. Be careful of the spikes he shoots out, these can stun you if you walk into them. He'll also throw ranged attacks at you that can hurt quite a bit. When he stands still and does a charging attack, you need to go away, since the spikes he shoots out can hurt a lot. It's worth mentioning that there are crates. These crates contain cheese. Now, if the rat minions eat this cheese, they will become bombs. But it's not something to fear, but it's worth considering when doing this dungeon. At the second phase, all hell is gonna break loose. There's gonna be fire, there's gonna be attacks everywhere, so here it's just all about killing him as fast as possible. Lurgh's Arena. Now this is the stage that I mentioned at the very beginning of this video. This is the one you have to clear first before unlocking all of the others. Now this is fairly simple as well. You only have to kill the monsters first and then you can get to the boss. Now this guy is very predictable and easy to defeat, at least until the second phase. Now here we'll do leap attacks at you. We'll do a big ground AoE attack, which you can easily jump out of. He will also do charging attacks at you, but they're easy to avoid. At the start of his second phase, he will start to pull you in. Now this can be easily avoided by just walking out of it. Be careful of his aura that he has around him, as it will damage you and eventually kill you if you get too close. This is where you have to use any ranged abilities that you might have or wait for the aura to disappear. As you can see, the fire he summons will eventually disappear, but it will reappear again. During this time you need to do as much damage to him as possible before it comes again. Tomnivor's Teasury. Again, fairly simple. One room and then the boss room. Here it's pretty much the same. He will leap at you and charge at you. Although this time around this boss is gonna throw ranged slashes at you. He will always shoot out 4 in total. When the cursed blade spawns, kill it fast, as it will reduce your defense, making it easier for the boss to kill you. If an altar break is used on him, he will fall to the ground and stand up again with a close ranged attack. When his second phase begins, he will summon around 6 pillars of energy. In addition to that, minions will also spawn to attack you. Walking into the pillars will damage you, so make sure to avoid them. Devil's Reign. Same thing again, one room and then to the boss. Now this boss will shoot 2 to 3 fireballs at you. Fly in the air and drop down. At one point he will summon minions, which you have to defeat before he will drop down again from the air. Shortly after he will stand in the middle and do an AoE attack which you can easily avoid. In his second phase he's going to do a spinning attack. This time around he's going to shoot out 3 fireballs in one shot, so make sure to iframe or keep a distance. Followed by his AoE attack. Bakamo Backstreets. 1 room and then the boss. He will do a ranged cross attack. Leap at you like a werewolf would. He will do a howling attack which will summon wolf minions. When moonlight shines on him, he will start going invisible and his eyes will start to glow. Pretty much same attack pattern again when this happens. In his second phase he will go into a frenzy, and basically repeat the same attacks as before, just slightly faster and deals more damage. And at last we got Asherah's Nightmare. When you enter the boss room, she will summon a crescent moon to sit on. If you go into her, you'll get damaged. Eventually she'll summon 3 balls of moonlight energy. A black hole that you can easily run out of, as well as an energy beam from the sky which will follow you. After a while she's going to summon circles on the ground, which will freeze you if you walk into them. At the start of her second phase, she's going to summon several crescent moons. The range will keep expanding until it fills the whole area. Not only that, but she summons an energy beam which follows you. After that, it's pretty much the same attacks over and over again. Now that we've been through all of the dungeons, I'm going to show you the quests that goes along with them. Now, there are 3 quests in total you can take daily: Monster, Phantom, and Beast. For Monster, these are the ones you will face. For Phantom, it's these bosses. And these are from the Beast quest. So make sure to take the right quest for the dungeon you need to do. Now that you have been farming for imprints, you want to know how to use them, and I'm going to show you how. As you can see, I don't have any imprints in my imprints tab. That's because you need to consume the imprint pages you have been collecting. You find them in your inventory under the consumables section. Here you need to right click on them until you got all of them in your imprints tab. As you can see now, we got some imprints added. Before I go over how to craft and salvage them, I'll go over the different grades. First off, we got the major imprints, which are the ones you want to aim for. These either enhance or change your abilities. As for what imprints you want, you need to read what you prefer. Then we got superior, average and inferior. Average and inferior are the most common to get, and these are the ones you'll most likely get. Let's start with salvaging. This is pretty simple. You press the salvage button in your imprints tab. Click on the imprints you don't want and select the amount you want to salvage, and press OK or enter on your keyboard. When you do this, you gain imprint fragments you use to craft new imprints. So you have managed to get a couple of imprint fragments. I need to craft some new imprints. Keep in mind you can't craft major imprints at all, so it's only the other ones you can craft. When crafting you need to know that the orange ones are damage and the blue ones are cooldown reduction. It's entirely up to you to decide what you need. Okay, to craft you need to click the craft icon in your imprints tab. Select the grade you want to craft. Click on the certain imprint you want, And there! It is that simple. Higher grade of imprints need more fragments, but be patient about it. It takes some time to collect these, and you'll most likely not get a superior in one day, unless you're lucky of course. After obtaining a good amount of imprints, you want to equip them. Just right click on the ones you want, and you got them on. Same goes for the ones you want off. That was it for my imprint video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like. Comments are always appreciated. Don't forget to subscribe though, if you want more content like this. And make sure to check out my socials. They are in the description down below. And I'll see you in my next video.